Welcome to Season 2 of the Shekina Meditation Podcast, created by community members and friends of Shekina Garden in Pai, Thailand. Shekina communities are dedicated to creating free devotional spaces of Christian practice for spiritual seekers and travelers around the world. We post Christ-centered guided meditation each week to help you in your personal or small group practice. You can find episode show notes and other information at shekinacommunity.com. Hi, this is Ray. It's Season 2, Episode 2 of the podcast, and it's a beautiful November day in Pai as I record this. The skies are so blue at this time of year, and we are drinking up every bit of it as we know that when this cool season is over, we head back into smoky season. So we just enjoy these days, these clear days, as much as we can. As always, our patrons are supporting this podcast. We do this partly because we are raising money to keep our community running, and patronage is part of the way that we do that. You can find us at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast. And you can support us for as little as $1 a month, maybe more if you would like. It's really helpful, and we're very thankful for it. Another way that you can support us is by rating or reviewing our podcast or sharing it with a friend through social media or through email or just telling someone face-to-face that they should be listening. Thanks so much for supporting the podcast. When you do that, we know that you appreciate it, so thank you. Today's meditation is a Lectio Divina on Lamentations 3, verses 25 to 33, guided by Neil at Shekina Garden in Thailand. It's the second part of Neil's series on Lamentations. There's just 2 parts, so it's 2 of 2. And basically with everything that's happening in the world right now, I'm just feeling the heaviness of loss and wanting to sit in meditation, the safety of the divine presence as we process this. So this series of Lamentations seemed to be appropriate right now. Neil will guide you through some exercises to bring your mind into a quiet space. Then he'll be going through the meditation with some different focuses, Lectio Divina focus, and a lot of space in between the verses. And then don't forget, at the end, spend some time processing your meditation. You can do that with others, listening well to each person, passing a stick or a stone around the circle, or on your own in a journal. Drawing, you can make a voice recording, you can write little bullet points, however it is that you can take a little bit of the meditation with you. Let's begin.
Well, let's begin by finding a comfortable position, something that you can hold for a while, preferably with a straight back. And become aware of your breath. Just breathing normally and comfortably with your eyes closed. Feeling the sensations of your breath as the air moves in and out of your body. Try not to overthink it. just breathe. Perhaps even as your clothes move as you breathe, become aware of these sensations. The coolness of the air as it moves in, and if you can feel the warmth of the air as it moves out. Being aware of your torso expanding and contracting. We take our breath so thoroughly for granted. Even while we sleep, our breathing continues, all on its own. And as we live our day and do the things that we do, our breath is there. This gift of breath that is so unconscious most of the time. It's good to be aware of it, to be grateful for it, and to enjoy it. And as you breathe, perhaps you can sense your heartbeat as well. I know as I breathe, I can feel, as I breathe in, my heartbeat beat a little faster, and then as I breathe out, it slows down. Perhaps you might want to use your hand just underneath, like on your chest, just underneath your neck, or maybe on your belly, to feel the heartbeat a bit more. Another one of those regular rhythms that work all by itself, with no help from us really, no conscious help. And as you breathe, become aware of other sensations in your body. If there's any stiffness or weariness in muscles or in joints, I invite you to begin to move, maybe stretch, and wriggle your toes, and to work on those parts of your body that feel a little tight, just to relax a bit more. Maybe you want to take a deep breath and breathe into, your neck, or your hips, your legs, and as you breathe out, relax those parts of your body. And as you breathe out, you might want to let out a bit of a sigh. Just to let your body relax more. But being aware of the sensations in your body. The warmth as you sit. Maybe some pins and needles in your legs. Give your toes a wriggle. Or if there is a breeze on you, feel the sensation of the air. Yeah, be aware of your body, its sensations. Now as you breathe, become more aware of the sounds around you. Stretch your awareness beyond your body and into your environment. What do you hear? What are the dominant sounds? Imagine in your mind what they look like. Although we might be in silence, there is always sound around us. Sounds of nature, the sounds of people at work or at play, the sounds of machines. Although they may at first be a distraction, they can actually be a help. If we can modify our intention or our opinion of them, they can be signposts. If you find that sounds are distracting you from this meditation, then change the way you think about them and see them as signposts to bring you back into the meditation. Those sounds are allowed to be there, just like we are allowed to sit and meditate. So let the sounds be the sounds and use them to bring you back into the meditation. But perhaps there are other sounds, more subtle sounds. Can you hear them? What do these sounds look like? How do you imagine them in your mind? In this state of awareness of our bodies and of our environment, of the sounds around us, I invite you to become aware of the presence of the divine. To acknowledge the presence of God in this space. There's a strong theme within the scriptures in the Bible that God is very interested in us. God is very compassionate and considerate of us. And He's never far away. So I invite you to take this opportunity to sit in this awareness, in the presence of God. And in this presence, in this stillness, we'll turn to the scriptures. The reading is from Lamentations, and it's a continuation from last week. Although you don't need to have heard last week's meditation to be able to get something out of it. So for this first reading, just allow the words to unfold before you, letting them build any pictures or scenes that might form in your imagination, and to observe any emotions that might reveal themselves because of these words. Trying not to analyze or deconstruct or interpret, just take the words as they come and observe your response, your responses. From the book of Lamentations, chapter 3. The Lord is good to those who hope in Him, to the one who seeks Him. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. It is good for a man to bear the yoke while he is young. Let him sit alone in silence. For the Lord has laid it on him. Let him bury his face in the dust. There may yet be hope. Let him offer his cheek to the one who would strike him. And let him be filled with disgrace. For men are not cast off by the Lord forever. Though he brings grief, he will show compassion. So great is his unfailing love. For he does not willingly bring affliction or grief to the children of men. For the second reading, I will allow a lot more space, more silence between each phrase, to give you opportunity to explore more deeply what you observed from the first reading. Was there anything that came up for you? How have these words touched you so far? And why? I encourage you to pursue the answers to these two questions. How have these words touched you, and why? The Lord is good to those whose hope is in Him, to the one who seeks Him. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in Him, to the one who seeks Him. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. It is good for a man to bear the yoke while he is young. It is good for a man to bear the yoke while he is young. Let him sit alone in silence, for the Lord has laid it on him. Let him sit alone in silence, for the Lord has laid it on him. Let him bury his face in the dust. There may yet be hope. Let him bury his face in the dust. There may yet be hope. Let him offer his cheek to the one who would strike him, and let him be filled with disgrace. Let him offer his cheek to the one who would strike him, and let him be filled with disgrace. For men are not cast off by the Lord forever. Though he brings grief, he will show compassion. So great is his unfailing love. For men are not cast off by the Lord forever. Though he brings grief, he will show compassion. So great is his unfailing love. For he does not willingly bring affliction or grief to the children of men. For he does not willingly bring affliction or grief to the children of men. I encourage you to return to that stillness in the presence of God. And for the final reading, I encourage you to consider this question. What is it that God is perhaps wanting to show you or to teach you from this time, from these words? The Lord is good to those whose hope is in Him, to the one who seeks Him. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. It is good for a man to bear the yoke while he is young. Let him sit alone in silence, for the Lord has laid it upon him. Let him bury his face in the dust. There may yet be hope. Let him offer his cheek to the one who would strike him. And let him be filled with disgrace. For men are not cast off by the Lord forever. Though he brings grief, he will show compassion. So great is his unfailing love. For he does not willingly bring affliction and grief on the children of men. As you continue to contemplate and to think, on this question, what is it that God was wanting to show you or to teach you? Perhaps something came up, perhaps not. If so, I encourage you to take just a moment now to offer a response to God. Perhaps in a prayer that is inspired by what has come up in you, or perhaps just a prayer of thanksgiving for this time, whatever it may be. But may it be an honest prayer. come back to your breath. And as we draw this part of the meditation to a close, take a series of maybe 5 deeper breaths. And with each exhalation, become aware of your environment, of your surroundings. Coming back out of this state of meditation into awareness of your body and awareness of the people around you. And in your own time, when you're ready, and as a sign of moving on to the next part of the meditation, open your eyes and rejoin the circle.
Thank you for joining today. There will be a new guided meditation available each week, so don't forget to subscribe to iTunes or sign up for our newsletter to get podcasts delivered to your inbox at www.shekinacommunity.com/podcast newsletter. Also, you can rate or review on iTunes or sign up as a patron at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast. Have a beautiful week. Many blessings to you.